You are now locked in the lab with Arsenic Beats.
The phone ring, the alarm. Hop up out the bed, I get to stretching my arms. Grateful for another day while the air fill up my lungs. Ain't no time to hesitate, they say the one is on the run. When I was young, I was chasing fun, but priorities switched up. Now I be chasing funds, back breaking, sweat dripping. Yeah, I do it for my son, I be breaking up every cent. Till the day is done, Make sure to seize the moment when it come. Opportunity be everywhere, I'm grabbing everyone. Anniversaries and birthdays coming every month. When it's time to get the gift, and I can't stand it like a bum. To feed the seat, I need the paper. So I be doing mines, almost like I be the baker. Keep some careful when it's time to get the serving for emergencies whenever they arise. That's why I grind, cause life can just hit you by surprise. So I'm always working, trying to take care of those wrong me. But there comes a point in time where I gotta take care of me. So I take 2 shots for the better days, 1 shot for those away. We all on borrowed time, so let's just celebrate. Now which time to celebrate? And even though I ain't make it yet, gotta look back, reflect, be proud of my accomplishments. A long road travels through waiting to tour the globe. See, roam backpacking on the road doing shows. I drop poems from an African kingdom. Go beyond borders, reaching niggas, sipping sake, singing my song. Some nigga named Bitchin' rapping along. He telling some young hoe, that nigga M. Dope. I need a gin shot, cause the bills keep on coming and the nigga got some mouths to feed. I need a gin shot for the soldiers that are falling, bonsai, homie, rest in peace. I wanna see my name up on the Forbes list. 5-car garage filled with Beamers and Porsches. A chef that speaking the accent, gotta Google the sources. And when I lean in the wheel, you can tell it's imported. Life gorgeous, yeah. I'm always working, trying to take care of those wrong me. But there comes a point in time where I gotta take care of me. So I take 2 shots for the better days, 1 shot for those away. We all on borrowed time, so let's just celebrate. Celebrate. Celebrate.
Welcome to another episode of Locked in the Lab. I'm your host, Arsenic Beats, and you're going to be with me for, say, an hour or so, and I'm going to be bringing you some dope music. We started the show off with something by Johnny Filter featuring Mila, Paco, track called Celebrate. They released that fairly recently. I think maybe a week or 2 back. Such a dope song, man. And during these times as well, like it's actually good to just take some time to celebrate. I'm sure there are at least that few blessings in your life that you can just give thanks and celebrate, basically. Give thanks. Like Mila really pulling off some, like, his growth as an artist. Wow. That singing vibe and then rapping and just blending everything, that song just came together so nicely. While for the rest of the show, you can expect also loads of dopeness. We have an interview with Jedi Knight. He's going to be speaking to us about his art, about his craft, and a little bit about his upcoming project with UV Beats. So we have a couple exclusives. yeah, interesting show. We're gonna keep it moving with some more music. On a producer tip this time, someone we featured a couple of shows ago, Dino Beatz, Croatian born, now based in Sweden. This dude like sent me hundreds of beats. He's just like choose, and you can just choose. I was like, cool. Like if like randomly, every couple of weeks I'll maybe play something by him because there's loads of stuff to choose from, and it's dope as well. Keep it locked in the lab. We're gonna be back after this. Peace. You are now locked in the lab with Arsenic Beats.
Namaste, this is Amy Brown and you are locked in the lab with Arsenic Beats.
Yo, this is Jedi Knight. Big ups to Metalloid Lab Productions for a dope show. Locked in the lab with Arsenic Beats.
I'll die for hip hop. I do this for a living made through. Yeah, I'll die for hip hop. I do this for a living made through. Yeah, I'll die for hip hop. Yeah, I'll do this for a living made through. I bring life to the booth, kill the mic when I recite the truth. Yeah. MC by trade, I let my rhyme play from Saturday to Friday. I have to do it my way. Step aside, say the road is long and gassed up rappers or traffic backed up on the N1 highway. But I'ma fight the pilot jet. The night in flights, at night take flight. I'm flying while the Naya step. I walk the talk while you were traffic controller on a walkie-talk. I walk in the same kicks at our Tambo Airport and New York. Fly above the clouds like Guru, UV, a DJ producing magic. I'm Molly of the Juice Crew. Enemies, you wanna move with me? Nah, I'm cool G. I'll sign you like a big daddy, like Craig, I'm 2G. Old school, old brew, like St. Augustine's primary. Capping out with the paint, I was a b-boy too. Rappers need to step up like Transformers. I'm 700 kV, you saw 230 volt plug point wall units. I'll die for hip hop. I do this for a living made through. I'll die for hip hop. I do this for a living made through. I'll die for hip hop. I do this for a living made through. I bring life to the booth, kill the mic when I recite the truth. Yeah, there's a soul in every person. I don't drink Mila to cool off, but me and Martin Miller through shows in the heart of winter. Gave you ill treatment, showed you how ill major moves. Zip album launches, murdering mics, we killed stages too. No lie, yeah there were no lines, but come showtime, they all gathered and most of them no lines. Northern suburbs, we bring the force in numbers. To south, west, east, MCs on a par album covers. Hip-hop, I really put my heart in it, like SIM cards. Most important part of the cell phone starter kit. Some you just can't reach, but they won't reach me when I'll be kicking it in California, Long Beach. Some diss and they in a dress, in distress. In their beds, need to rest for the sake of their heart in their chests. Veteran bra, giving an adrenaline rush. The melanin touch, taking my rifle, place Rosa Parks when she stepped on the bus. For hip-hop, I do this for a living made through. I'll die for hip-hop. I do this for a living made through. I'll die for hip-hop. I do this for a living made through. I bring life to the booth, kill the mic when I recite the truth. Yeah, I'll die for hip-hop. I do this for a living made through. I'll die for hip-hop. I do this for a living made through. I'll die for hip-hop. I do this for a living made through. I bring life to the booth, kill the mic when I recite the truth. Yeah.
Peace and love, everyone. This is Tiffany Joseph, and you are locked in the lab with Arsenic Beats.
Yo, I do this for a living, my bro. Ooh. Damn, big ups to Jedi Knight for that one, man. And of course, UV Beats. That's an exclusive here for Locked in the Lab. This project's only coming out on the 31st of July. Definitely gonna be an interesting one, if that's anything to go by. Yo. It's also been really dope to witness the growth of Jedi Knight as an MC. Like, every time, like work, always consistent, always working, always putting something out. And then to top it off, he even dabbles in a little bit of production. He has an alias called Storm Looper, but maybe we'll feature Storm Looper one day, just like the production vibes of what he's busy with. But we focus more on him as an MC now, Jedi Knight, and his new project with UV Beats. And yeah, I basically caught up with Jedi, got a little bit of insight into his background, how it all started for him, and what his journey's been like so far, basically, a little bit of his creative process and thought process and stuff. And yeah, he talks a little bit about this new project. We're gonna play something also of that a little bit later, but for now we're gonna go into that interview. Keep it locked in the lab. You are now locked in the lab with Arsenic Beats. So for those who haven't heard of you before, can you introduce yourself to the listeners?
I go by the name Jedi Knight, fan first, MC, producer, and music events organizer. I'm from the northern sides of Cape Town, born and raised in Belhar, and later moved to Bellville, where I reside now, and where it's good to be on the show.
How were you introduced to hip-hop, and when did you decide to become actively involved in the craft?
I guess I was introduced by my older brothers. When I was still in primary school, hip-hop was always present in our household, whether it be played from cassette or CD or vinyl, or even on the radio, because the radio was playing some true hip-hop back then. You would hear Wu-Tang or Redman, Arrested Development, and Mos Def. You'll hear artists like that on the radio back then. So true hip-hop was always part of my home and my household. But I can say that a defining moment in me gaining interest in lyricism was when my brother, who was in high school at the time, brought home a Marshall Mathers LP CD, a copy of it. And yeah, listening to that at the age of like 10 or 11 really blew my mind. And yes, he was controversial, but he was a highly skilled MC who had a mad imagination, and also he had a very rebellious style. And as a teenager, I gravitated towards that, and as most other teenagers at the time did. But yeah, I learned a lot about the art of rhyme from listening to Eminem. But I did start out as a b-boy first, before I became an MC. In grade 8, my brother, who was matric at the time, him and his friends started a hip-hop society in our school, which was like part of the cultural societies that our school had. And I learned a lot about hip-hop and its elements in the society. Breakdancing was the main focus, but it did include MCing and graffiti as well, and a bit of DJing. But I first picked up the pen probably when I was 15 years old. I had this exercise book on which I wrote Book of Rhymes on the front cover, inspired by a Nas track. And this was kind of like my diary. I only later started recording my tracks, and much later I started performing. But having this exercise book, I think, was the start of me becoming an MC and the start of my craft.
How important is the art of lyricism and wordplay to you and your music?
Lyricism has always been very important to me. It's all about the lyrics, after all. In the golden era of hip hop, and even before that with Big Daddy Kane and Cool G Rap, etc., these MCs were super lyrical, and I think the super lyrical MC is a dying breed these days. You have to have a good imagination to be lyrical and to be able to tell a story and to direct movies with your words. I think that lacks a bit in today's hip hop, but all these things can be improved upon through practice, and you need to keep at it. You need to keep writing to develop these skills, and I always try and improve on my lyrics and my wordplay in my craft. And yeah, man, writing is fun.
I noticed that your accent when rapping is uniquely Cape Townian. Was that a conscious decision on your side?
Not really. It just kind of came naturally, I guess. Like when I started reciting my writtens, my accent just remained how I would talk, so I kind of rap like I talk. So it wasn't really a decision, it was like a style I felt most comfortable in, and I was just trying to be myself.
One common thread throughout your music is collaboration. Can you explain to us why this is such a big part of your craft?
I've always enjoyed bringing people together, whether it be socially, a business idea, or in this case, music. To me, it's always been interesting hearing more than one voice and more than one point of view on a track. And if the energies gel well, it makes for a more powerful piece of art. Also, I like learning from others, and in turn me teaching others the little that I know through collaboration. And I think that it's a strength to have is the opportunity to collaborate. It's definitely a positive, as you learn from each experience and you learn from each artist. So yeah, man, it's also a nice challenge for me each time to try and adapt to each artist that I'm collabing with, and the combination of two or more styles on the same instrumental. It's definitely a challenge, and I've also really enjoyed meeting new people, especially artists and musicians, as music is a common interest. And yeah, man, I'll continue to push for collaborations in the future.
You recently collaborated with the God Fahim and also one of his producers, Nicholas Craven. How did this collaborations come about?
Firstly, I was a big fan of the God Fahim and Nicholas Craven, like before the collaborations even happened, like just as a listener. So in 2018, I went with my family on holiday to New York, and in the Bronx, I met up with a good friend of the God Fahim by the name of Frozen, and he hooked me up with some merch and CDs from the God Fahim that I actually bought from him, because that was kind of what I was looking for going there, and the reason that I hooked up with him. And he let Fahim know about me, and also mentioned that I was an MC. So when I got back to South Africa, a couple of weeks later, I saw on Fahim's social media accounts that he was doing features. So I basically just hit him up and I asked him like what were the terms, and we agreed on it. And then the rest of the creation process was done via email. And we came up with a track called Victorious, which I released last year, January. And in the Nicholas Craven collaboration, that was basically me asking him if I could use one of his beats, because he puts his beats online and then he puts it up for sale. and once the beats are purchased, he takes it offline and he sends it to you with the stems, etc. So that was just basically an online collaboration, as he stays in Canada. So yeah, man, it just basically comes down to asking. I think that's the key to start the collaboration.
Lastly, what can we expect from Jedi Knight for the rest of 2020?
You can definitely expect quality music. I have quite a few releases this year. I've been working with G Soul, I've been working with Beats by Bucks, and I've been also trying to complete my the production album that I'll be releasing either end of this year or the start of next year. But the project that's coming out next is a collaboration project with a producer by the name UV Beats, aka Ultraviolence. He's a Cape Town producer, and the album is called Dark Days Turn to Bright Nights, dropping on the 31st of July. It's dropping on all platforms, so please show your support by either streaming, downloading, or purchasing the album. I'm the Jedi Knight, and keep it locked in the lab.
Much love to Jedi Knight. Really dope interview, and it was really nice to kind of just understand his process a little, and kind of where his head is at creatively. Because I tell you one thing, this dude's like always creating. I know like people say that, but nah, this man is always just doing something different, and I think that's also what ended up the growth that I was speaking about that I've seen with him. I'm sure that's where it kind of stems from, you know, just ongoing working, kind of trial and error, figuring out what's working with his style, and you know, just getting better all the time. And that can only come if you truly love the craft, you know. So the 31st of July, he's going to be dropping something with UV Beats. Keep your eyes peeled for that one. Check out online all the details for the music that's been played on the show. You'll find it in the description, so no excuses. Go find their links, go find them on social media and support. You know, if you really dig some of the music that I've been playing, go check it out online, and don't let the support just stop like here, you know. Maintain that vibes. What else do we have? We're gonna go into something by Jedi Knight right now. Still got a couple of more songs before we end off the show, but for now, another one by Jedi Knight and UV Beats. This one is called Magic in Orlando. We're gonna go straight to that one. Keep it locked in the lab.
The force of the Jedi, combined with some ultra violence. UV Beats with the battle axe. I come with magic like Orlando, then I hit you with the shack attack for all the people at the back who don't front and show respect. Attentive when I rap a track, parting when I man a fact. Share these lyrics, it's wisdom gain. If you listen as a matter of fact, I'm loyal to the family pack. Out of love, those I trust got my back like a half a sack. I put heart in like transplants. Rhymes leave you tripping like trance dancers on those large farms. I'm a welder when I spark bars. When I write, I need to give my handbrakes like inclined parked cars. Pass the pot in the parking lot. Wanna fuck with me and you feel like shoelaces, rather not. Hardly pop, but hardy pop songs we drop. Speaking of parking lots, it's one guard that guards a spot. So protector, no flows better. Only time rappers are hard on songs when hoes show tether. Film show weather in a GoPro era. Get the picture, I'm classic like a low projector. But never to be discontinued, I just continue. My production line's infinite, I'm clever with the menu. Killer set at any venue, but many men do fail to bring respect through guess who? UV beats with the battle axe. I come with magic like Orlando. Then I hit you with the shack attack for all the people at the back who don't front and show respect. Attentive when I rap attack, hard in when I man a fact. Share these lyrics, it's wisdom gain. If you listen as a matter of fact, I'm loyal to the family pack. Out loud, those I trust got my back like I have a sack. Some men so wanna doubt the man, don't shout out the man. As long as it's peace in my temple, I'll kick it like a Shaolin monk. Found the flame, they can try and douse the sun, but that shit's impossible. I'll continue to show you how it's done. The pen exercises the cardiovascular body of work, immaculate, pumping out art spectacular. Yeah, it's coming out of Africa with Japanese luxury performance of Honda, but hard to spot like an Acura. Like school books, you're not accurate with your information. The hip-hop pot say rule, but you damage it. Like horny culinary amateurs, fucking with the ingredients, food for thoughts, not the culture as I imagined it. Called them proudly dumb, ignorance loudly sung. For solutions, some pull out the gun when it's not even about the man. You cannot douse the sun, that's a metaphor that I said before. I'm under my father's watchful power, bruh. Beats with the battle axe. I come with magic like Orlando. Then I hit you with the shack attack for all the people at the back who don't front and show respect. Attentive when I rap attack, hard in when I man a fact. Share these lyrics, it's wisdom gain. If you listen as a matter of fact, I'm loyal to the family pack. Out loud, those I trust got my back like I have a sack. Beats with the battle axe. I come with magic like Orlando. Then I hit you with the shack attack for all the people at the back who don't front and show respect. Attentive when I rap attack, hard in when I man a fact. Share these lyrics, it's wisdom gain. If you listen as a matter of fact, I'm loyal to the family pack. Out loud, those I trust got my back like I have a sack.
Now, Q, Bishop, alright. Bishop, Q. Check it. Let's rap. If ambition's the mission, at least make better decisions and keep improving conditions. Most times it's better to listen. Sometimes the power is wisdom. I see the scallops, they whisper. They concede to division. Don't let them fuck with division. Yes, Chambers niggas were sending. Black money's nigga was spending. While climbing this ladder, they say there's death and there's taxing. There's also birth and there's living. These are conditions. We're out here living and sinning while taking care of our women. We party together. We storm on the weather. Let's chew on the cheddar. Together we're better. Black jackets are leather. Ritas, spine, ratella. The space and this time. We live forever through rhyme. These rockets that build are not giving up on the planet. We out here sharpen our minds. We sharpen the knives. We bring the gun to the fire. Do right by the child. These lessons we're learning. Though the fire is burning, we're also enjoying the weather. Do better, do right. Rather, if we're fighting each other, who will fight against them? They like to do bad things. They like to do bad things. They kicking the punch. They stealing your lunch. Who the fuck are these punks? They like to do bad things. 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 Pieces and puzzles playing a part, making a stand. Maybe in vain, the drug in the brain, the day in the rain. You know what they say, a day wasted is never wasted. A day wasted is never wasted. They like to do bad things. 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 Pieces and puzzles, playing a part, making a stand. Baby in vain, the drug in the brain, the day in the rain. You know what they say. They like to do bad things. They like to do bad things. They kick and they punch, they steal in your lunch. Who the fuck are these punks? They like to do bad things. They kick and they like to do bad things. They like to do bad things. They like to do bad things. They kick and they punch, they steal. They like to do bad things. 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 Breathe in slowly. As you breathe out, feel yourself say, fuck that.
Hey, yeah, this is Oriel Hayes, and you are currently locked in the lab, darlings, with Arsenic Beats. Enjoy.
You are locked in the lab with Arsenic Beats. You just heard the sounds now of Bishop Q with a song called Them. That's taken off a project called Two Sides, Same Coin. From what I understand, some of that project is also accompanied by a comic book and some animation type vibes. So, the comic book kind of feel. And check out the info below and make sure you go check out some more of his stuff. And I think it's a collective of them that's working on it, the Rap House. So make sure you go check that out. That is Bishop Q. Two sides, same coin. Once again, big ups to Jedi Knight for that interview and also for the 2 exclusive tracks. 2 nogal. We looking forward to that project, which is dropping on the 31st of July. That's Jedi Knight and UV Beats. My bad. They have a project together, and that's dropping on the 31st of July. Soon. For now, that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you all for making it this far. Thank you all who have been listening and tuning in since the first episode or just halfway through. But big ups if you keep coming back each time. If you're an artist, rapper, singer, DJ, producer, reach out. Send me your music, send me your mixes. I'd love to play them. Please do that. That's what keeps the show going, and I love discovering new music and sharing it with others. I'm gonna end the show off with something by Bernie Aman, 1/3 of South African all-female hip-hop group Goddessa. And for those of you who know, all of them bring it when it comes to the lyrics. She dropped a project in 2017 called Sweet Science, and this song is from that project. It's called Dika, and it's the So Loud refix version of the song. Really dope one. We're gonna end the show off with that. Stay tuned for the next episode of Locked in the Lab. I'm your host, Arsenic Beats, and I'm out. Peace. Locked in the Lab.
sal sê in Afrikaans met ons faranas. Ek is stryd van die Kaap, praat pronk uit vlot of hy kom buis Afrikaans. Is nou us, ja. Kyk die aangename kennis, ek is bunny as het is. Nou die is vir die mamies op die vlaktes wat so vet is. Met toegetrek doekies op die stoepies, hey us. Vir die papas, die manne wat steek is. Hoedjes op alle koppe wat skeef gekerf is. Broekies wat hulle eers reeds uitgestryk het. Te doen met die skoene wat hulle blink gevryf. En nou hallo vir die aunties en die tannies. Die ankels van die niefies tot die niggies. Tot op die broertjes en die sissies, die is beslis iets. Vir die ouwens in die ogen met die missies. Alle karing van die kouwe maar wees, jy staan cheese. Vir die kinders en hiko, broeds en cheese. Met basalams en malalisa koran cheese. Hiko die mense met lekker spinaats of monkeys. Dier die treine op lijne en alle handjes. Sussie trampen blaas, get het so cool daar. Je hebt wanneer daarom ek just so fool, ja. Laat jou nekkie vokken so te bedoel, ja. Wanneer sikkelen, gooi net so te cool, ja. Sussie trampen blaas, get het so cool daar. Je hebt wanneer daarom ek just so fool, ja. Laat jou nekkie vokken so te bedoel, ja. Wanneer sikkelen, gooi net so te cool, ja. Sussie trampen blaas, get het so cool daar. Je hebt wanneer daarom ek just so fool, ja. Laat jou nekkie vokken so te bedoel, ja. Wanneer sikkelen, gooi net so te cool, ja. Sussie trampen blaas, get het so cool daar. Je hebt wanneer daarom ek just so fool, ja. Laat jou nekkie vokken so te bedoel, ja. Wanneer sikkelen, gooi net so te cool, ja. Ons rijden Texas in die ogen en die middag en die aand. Soos vetes en tekkies op boxes en metjes saam. Hier rijd die driver op hy en die bus salaan. Om vannacht te wees op haar vast te vang. Na as en die weet dan het hy my misverstaan. As we op haar aan te blink, met sy naam. Skryf een beetje op dit kan op jou kop gaan staan. Papie geld, hulle dink, flink de aan. Slaan koers met jou voete soos die boetes in die laan. As die skool is of die roekes kora, houd jy jou kaam. Laat aan, hoe kan onder die verskyning van die maan. Kyk mooi na die stede wat so blink in die aan. Knip oogie vir jou bokse broekie wat sy instaan. By die hekkie en die lichte van die huis gaan aan. Ons gaan kyk al soos die hoendes, vroeg op die faam. Maar dis maar net een story vir jou vir vanaan. Yes, ja. Die song is maar net om vir julle een beetje van een tour te gee. Die in my oor, hoe ek dinge sien hier in die strate van die Kaapse vlaktes. Met ameloze verskillende karakters. En as julle nie Afrikaans verstaan nie, voel net die vibe met my. Kyk hier, onze mense ons het die baie nie, maar ons het altyd mekaar. Praat ek die waarheid of tennis het? Verstaan ze vir my? As, ja.
Locked in the lab.